Prabhu has offered to step down on moral responsibility. That's what he has conveyed to the Prime Minister. I think we're going to have Payal Mehta joining us on this big breaking. Remember, there has been one more, in fact, derailment accident in UP. Thankfully, no casualties were reported in the early hours of the morning today, which comes close on the heels of that horrific train disaster in Muzaffarnagar's Katoli railway station. And having said that, the railway minister has offered to step. All right. We're going to go across to Payal Mehta. He has offered to resign after 2 derailment incidents. Payal, what more do we have?
Well, of course, yes, it's a hugely emotional pitch that Suresh Prabhu put out on Twitter. He said that he had, in fact, met the Prime Minister this morning. He's also told that he was ready to accept the entire responsibility because, remember, the number of incidents as far as derailment and accidents have really marred as far as the entire episode is concerned. So, obviously, he is willing to take the entire responsibility as far as these incidents are concerned. However, at this point in time, the Prime Minister is said to have told him to sort of hold on and has asked him to really wait as far as this is concerned. Opposition was demanding thick and fast that the rail minister should take responsibility, should resign if they cannot ensure safety and security of passengers. But if you look at a series of tweets that the rail minister has put out, he said that ever since about 3 years ago that he took over as minister, he's put his best foot forward. He's sort of cover up for the entire system failure, which he alleges has been happening over the years, and he's put in his sweat and blood. So huge developments here. After the chairman, Railway Board, some time ago, had in fact offered his resignation. We're told that his resignation has been accepted, and the chairman. Railway Board, in hushed up words, had also mentioned that there was a difference as far as the board and the way the ministry and the minister was really functioning. So here's Suresh Prabhu now taking moral responsibility for whatever's been happening. I remember there was a huge backlash on the rail ministry after that incident in Muzaffarnagar happened a couple of days ago, where about many number of people have lost their lives. And again this morning, like Republic TV broke that information first as to how there was a derailment yet again. Laxity was something which was being looked at. There has been gunning down for the position as far as the railway minister is concerned. And here the railway minister putting it out on Twitter, telling the entire country that he's willing to take full responsibility for whatever's happening. However, at this point in time, the Prime Minister has told him to really hold on and has asked him to wait. It's going to be interesting to see what really happens because, we are looking at a cabinet reshuffle in the next few days. But before that, given the number of incidents, this is the first time around that Suresh Prabhu has really put out, this entire pitch that he's put out is extremely emotional in nature. He says that I put in my sweat and blood. I've done whatever best. I put my best foot forward. But at this point in time, the railways is looking at a glorious future. He talks about the new India connectivity also with the railways. But he says that I take full responsibility. And, and obviously I met the Prime Minister. But however, the Prime Minister has asked me to wait. He does not, however, mention in those tweets saying that he's going to resign or he's offered to resign. But sources very close to Suresh Prabhu have told Republic TV that he, in fact, met the Prime Minister. Remember this morning, also the cabinet met. He met the Prime Minister this morning, and he's also told the Prime Minister that he is the one who should be taking responsibility because he's heading the railways right now. It's a ministry that he's been holding, office to for about 3 years now. So clearly, these are massive developments coming in with heads rolling. The railways really surprised a lot of people, Sakar, with the kind of crackdown that they did the other day in the Muzaffarnagar episode. Not only suspending certain officials, but also sending people on leave and transferring people, something which actually triggered the chairman railway board to actually resign. But massive development. It looks like the railway is looking, is really crumbling under crisis.
Having said that, Payal, but the Prime Minister's response, as per Suresh Prabhu's tweet, Honorable Prime Minister has asked me to wait, which reiterates the fact that Prime Minister still imposes some sort of faith in him. Although it's a very big move by the Railway Minister on moral grounds, offering to step down in complete sharp contrast to the kind of politicking that we have seen the opposition has been resorting to.
Well, of course, yes,
MOS Railways, Mr. Gohil joining us. MOS Railways, Mr. Gohil, in fact, Payal is joining us on phone line. Mr. Gohil, in fact, many thanks for talking to Republic TV. This is a very big news. Railway Minister, Honorable Railway Minister, offering to step down on moral responsibility grounds, but the Prime Minister apparently has asked him to wait. Your initial reaction, please. It seems Railway is completely taking the responsibility of all the wrong that has been happening in the last few days, particularly.
Actually, I should say that he should not resign because he is not responsible for all these things. I think he is doing so much of works in the railway, so much of changes he brought in the railway. So I think he should not resign.
He has offered to step down, sir, taking moral responsibility of this. Having said that, this in itself is a very huge statement made by the railway minister. On moral grounds, he's taking the responsibility on moral grounds.
That is his actually viewpoint, but I should say what I'll say. I should say he should not resign because he's not responsible for all these things anyway. The officers concerned, they are responsible, and so I think he should not resign.
Okay. And Prime Minister, in the same tweet, sir, one last reaction. Prime Minister Rajan Goenji, Prime Minister has in fact asked him to wait, according to the tweet by Suresh Prabhu.
So I think it's a good move taken by the Prime Minister because he also knows that he is doing well in the the railway ministry. So suddenly, if he resigned, so definitely he'll take a right decision. Our Honorable Prime Minister will take the right decision.
Right. Rajan Goenji, one last question. Quick word on these unfortunate two rail derailments that have taken place within the span of 72 odd hours. Why do you think this is happening, particularly coming from the state of Uttar Pradesh?
Look, this is happened due to some negligence in the department, no doubt. So we have to take some strong action against those who are responsible for all these things. Then only it can be rectified.
And what do you think, sir? Yes, sir. And having said that, what do you think, sir, where all should be responsibility be fixed? Although some heads have rolled as far as the apparatus, railways management, the apparatus there is considered. But कहाँ पे आपको लगता है कि चूक हुई है, खास तौर पर उत्तर प्रदेश में?
देखिए, ये कुछ तो गलतियां हम लोग का डिपार्टमेंट पे है, कुछ डाउन द लाइन कुछ गलतियां हैं, तो उसको तो सुधारना जरूरी भी है. तो ये जरूर मेरा ख्याल से ये जो लास्ट घटना में जो स्टेप्स लिए हैं, DRM, GM, ME तक जो कदम उठाया गया, वो तो बहुत भारी कदम उठाया गया. इनसे काफी चेंजेस आने वाला है रेल विभाग में. तो मेरा ख्याल से अगले दिनों में जरूर रेल में काफी सुधार आएंगे, ये मेरा विश्वास है. और हमारे एमआर साहब ने भी काफी कदम उठाएंगे. हम लोग मिल के जरूर कुछ कदम उठाएंगे जिससे हमारे रेल में काफी सुधार आएंगे. थैंक यू.
ऑपोजिशन ने काफी तीखा अटैक. सर, लास्ट क्वेश्चन सर, ऑपोजिशन के बारे में अब क्या बोलेंगे? ऑपोजिशन ने लगातार इस बात को मुद्दा बनाने की कोशिश की है, खासतौर पर ममता बनर्जी, बिकॉज शी इज बीन अ फॉर्मर रेलवेज मिनिस्टर, काफी सेफ्टी वाले मुद्दे को उछाल रही हैं कि रेलवेज की सिक्योरिटी को ठीक से देखा नहीं जा रहा, सेफ्टी सिक्योरिटी ऑफ पैसेंजर्स. लास्ट क्वेश्चन, सॉरी.
नहीं, देखिए, सेफ्टी के लिए तो हमारे रेल मंत्री जी ने 1 लाख रुपया इस बार पकड़ के रखा है. तो इसमें काफी सुधार आने का बहुत व्यवस्था लेने वाला है. लेकिन होगा, ये थोड़ा रेल में काम होते थोड़ा तो टाइम लगता है. कि टाइम के कारण इतना जल्दी बहुत सारे कुछ काम नहीं हो पा रहे हैं. मेरा विश्वास है कि आगे में काफी सुधार आएंगे और काफी परिवर्तन आएंगे. सेफ्टी मेजर के लिए भी काफी कुछ सुधार लाने का व्यवस्था हो रहे हैं. और इसमें काफी परिवर्तन आएंगे। थैंक यू।
Thank you very much, Mr. Rajan Gohain, for speaking exclusively to Republic TV. Remember, Rajan Gohain is the MOS Railways. He was speaking to Republic TV. Reaction coming in response to the breaking news that the Railways Minister, Union Railway Minister Suresh Prabhu, has offered to step down. He has offered to resign, taking full responsibility on moral grounds. As per the tweet that we are breaking first on Republic TV, and also we are learning that Prime Minister has asked him to wait. Now, this is perhaps part of that first tweet. There is another tweet by Suresh Prabhu reiterating the fact that he is extremely pained by the unfortunate incidents, referring to the frequent railway accidents, particularly in the span of last 4 days. Injuries caused to the passengers and loss of precious lives. It has caused me deep anguish, quote unquote. That's the tweet coming from Suresh Prabhu, Railway Minister, Union Railway Minister, who has offered to step down on moral grounds, taking moral responsibility. Remember, this is important, critical, crucial here, because you've had 2 main derailment accidents within the span of 3 to 4 days, and in the early wee hours of the morning today, another train derailment accident was reported in UP, and fortunately no loss of lives in that, but yes, many passengers sustained critical injury. And before that, of course, just 2 days back, you had the horrific rail disaster at Muzaffarnagar, which in fact left at least 100 passengers with grievous injuries. They've sustained, some of them, very serious injuries, who are still in fact undergoing treatment in hospitals in Muzaffarnagar, in Meerut and in Ghaziabad also.